Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to a new Jump Force video. Today for you, I got a Vegeta guide. Now, this is going to be a very in-depth, very particular Vegeta guide, so I've played around with him a lot the past 2 days. Notice I didn't really put a video besides the DLC video. I spent a lot of time with Vegeta, and I know a lot of you guys have asked for this, not Vegeta specifically, but you guys have asked for guides, and I remember 2 videos ago I did ask if you guys wanted to see them, and you did. And I thought was really interesting is one of you guys wanted to see guides on characters that aren't played a lot, and I thought that was a really cool idea. So I'm gonna kind of start with middle tier characters that aren't played a lot, only because I play them a lot and so I know more about them, so I spent less time kind of figuring out everything about them. But eventually I will get to the characters that no one plays, like Dragon, Kurapika, Pegasus, all those characters that just aren't really in the spotlight. But guys, what you're going to see in store for this video is going to might be very particular. You might already know some things, but that's why it's very in-depth. So I'm going to ask you to hang strong in there, especially during the first part of these videos. I'm going to try and make these videos as structured as possible, and so the first part is going to be probably always the most, tedious. So hope you guys are staying with me so far. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, for the first part of the guide, we're going to go over every single one of his abilities and what combo string they connect with. So starting with Gatling Gun. Alright guys, Gatling Gun can connect after the 4th, 5th, 6th light and the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd heavy. If you want to connect it after the 1st down tilt, you need to do it in a combo string. Example, 3 lights, 1 down tilt into Gatling Gun. You can also use the up tilt, however you need to charge it, and it needs to be after 3 lights. Next up is Spirit Breaker, and Spirit Breaker actually connects with anything after the 3rd light. Again, for the down tilt, you need to do it in a combo string, so 3 lights, down tilt, into Spirit Breaker. And same thing as the Gatling Gun, you need to do a charged up tilt to connect it. Next up is the Energy Blast Volley, and this really only connects after the 6th light of your string. However, it might not connect if you're close to a wall and they hit a wall. It might whiff a few Energy Blasts, and this does also work with Super Saiyan's Big Bang. Big Bang will connect. Final Flash does actually connect with every single one of your lights and heavies if you are fast enough. However, for down tilts and up tilts, it only connects after the 1st down tilt, the 3rd down tilt, and the 1st charged up tilt. Now, if you're trying to connect an ability after instant transmission, you need to instant transmission on the ground. If you try and do instant transmission in the air, your abilities will not connect. You also cannot a Team Awakening while you're on the ground. So if you want instant transmission on the ground, you can actually connect every single one of your abilities. Now, if you don't instant transmission, the only one this works with is your ultimate. Do not try and use any other ability to connect after just a regular charged light. Alright guys, connecting your grab after your light string, the best times to do it are the 2nd light and the 3rd light. You can actually connect grab with any light except for the 6th light. However, the 2nd and 3rd just seem a little faster and more fluent, so your opponent's going to have less time to react to that one. Alright guys, this next section is going to be very basic Vegeta combos. It's just stuff that you need to know. Vegeta can charge his Gatling Gun, and also if you're close enough, you can actually land Spirit Breaker right after this. And if your connection's even better, you can land Gatling Gun right after Spirit Breaker. Be careful when using your charged Gatling Gun, because if you're too far away, you will not be able to land Spirit Breaker right after. However, Vegeta's distance is better than Goku's distance. For instance, I can land it right about over here, and Goku usually has to be right up in their face, so this is another plus of playing Vegeta. You can use Vegeta's Gatlic Gun in the air, charged or not. However, you cannot connect Spirit Breaker after the charged one in the air. You can also land Vegeta's ultimate after a charged Gatlic Gun. You cannot do it after a regular one, so make sure you charge it. You can land your ultimate after Energy Blast as long as you do 6 slices into Energy Blast. This works with base Vegeta and the Super Saiyan Vegeta. Remember, if you're near a wall, it will whiff, so if you're near a wall, be careful, choose another option. Just like Gatlic Gun, you can use Energy Blast Volley in the air. However, if you choose to go full charge with Big Bang, they can block it if they're just sitting there on the ground. If you're trying to do a stage transition, the best time to do it are on lights 1, 2, and 4. 1 and 2 could potentially guard break, also giving you an opening to do a full combo. Alright guys, moving to the advanced tips and tricks with Vegeta. I'm assuming this is what you all came for, so let's get right to it. Now, one of my favorite things to do with Vegeta is to use the Energy Blast in the air, like I said before. However, if you didn't know, you can also dash right after it, cancel it with guard, and do it one more time. You can do this as many times as you want, depending on how many bars you have. However, you do get closer to the ground each time. And when you're done, you can dash up, hold charged light to follow it up like that, or you can do a charged heavy, depending on what you think they're going to move. Let's say they're guarding this, you charge up, do a charged heavy, can lead to a guard break or a stage transition. Now, if you really wanted to confuse your opponent, and I've done this in Quick Match quite a bit and it's super fun, make sure to dash to the side, hold guard, coming in. It just feels like you're attacking from every possible which direction, and I actually messed up there. You can actually do it 3 times in the air. It's not really viable, it's just more fun to do to confuse your opponent. I definitely stop after the second one right here, dash to the side, and then you can follow up with lights or charge, doing whatever you want to do. So guys, just a reminder, I'm going to start using assists now. I choose Goku because I think it's the best assist for Vegeta. If you have another assist that you like, please use them, but I'm going to show you what I use with Goku, and I think it's just, Goku's the way to go for this. So I'm going to show you some really cool things you can do with Goku and some really viable tactics. So first up, just like I was showing you with the volley, let's say you land the volley somehow, call in Goku, dash up a bit, do it one more time, and you actually catch them in the air here. You can land Big Bang, or you can dash, hold charge, and go into some air battles and get some meter if you want. You can actually land heavy after this, like you would normally do if you were doing an assist switch or something like that. But when you do, they can actually white out if you try and continue a light combo. So I'd go for a purposeful reset here. Something they might not expect, and go into Spirit Breaker or whatever, depending on how many bars you have, do whatever you can to open them up. Now you may be wondering what happens if they're guarding, because it's pretty rare that someone's just going to get hit with an Energy Blast volley, especially in high level play. So if they start guarding, I'd do a second volley just in case. So dash, guard, volley again. Call in Goku this time. You're also going to dash and hit guard, and when you touch the ground, you're going to instant transmission. Make sure you're on the ground. When you instant transmission behind them, you can follow it up with any ability or a dash, or do whatever you want, depending on how many bars you have to open them up. Alright guys, one of my favorite things to do in this game is the air battle. So when I go into an air battle, I like to call in Goku here, land Goku, and follow up with Spirit Breaker and then a Gatlic Gun or whatever you want to do. It's a very rare, not a rare thing, it's a very common thing that happens in high level play when you fight in the air, so it's very good to know this. However, Vegeta's very fast. So a little tip on the timing, you need to call it in a little before, like right here. Because normally if I'm playing anyone else, I would call in Goku right here. And if I do that, it misses. Also, if you want to try and be a little bit fancy, call it in right here, hit once, they'll hit right there, and you can follow it up with Spirit Breaker. Speaking of Spirit Breaker, guys, I know I tell you guys to use Gatlic Gun right after Spirit Breaker. However, for some reason with Vegeta, it's a lot harder to land it than Goku due to either connection or maybe it's just Vegeta in general. It will definitely miss probably around 80% of the time. They can either fast get up or the connection is just really bad between you two. So make sure you only use it if you know the connection's really, really good. So instead of Gatling Gun, guys, I want you to land the Energy Blast. Now, no, it will not land right after this, but you probably see where I'm going with this. So guys, if you didn't really know what I did the exact same thing as I said before down here. Call in Goku, hold guard, and do the instant transmission. Of course, I failed the instant transmission. Make sure you come into training and practice this because Vegeta's is pretty late. Like, I feel like I'm holding it forever, but it's a very needed thing you need to learn on Vegeta. Now let's say you don't have Goku assists, for some reason you used it before. This tactic will not work, so instead I want you to use the volley, and you have two options here. You're gonna dash up to him, hold either charged light, or you're gonna hold a heavy. Now if you wanted to, instead of holding charged, if they're sidestepping or backstepping perfectly, then you can also have the option of just running up to them and pressing instead of holding light or heavy. So if I'm holding light or pressing light there, I can go into a straight string here and try and mix them up somehow my own way. Do whatever you need to do to break his guard. Now guys, there might be an instance where you use Spirit Breaker and you're gonna use volley. Let's say you're very low on health and they can end you in one last hit and they have ultimate. Well, that happened here in this instance, where Vegeta is going to use Final Flash, but I'm in the air and it doesn't hit me and I stop him from using his ultimate. It's a very safe ability. Very little ultimates can touch him. I'm sure ultimates that teleport you to the middle of the map, Goku, Kane, anything like that can hit you, but for ultimates that are on the ground, Vegeta's, anything like that will not be able to hit you up in the air. Alright guys, now we're going to finally throw Goku's assist in this mix. Now these are going to be pretty basic, but let's say you land Spirit Breaker here, and the connection's good. So we're going to try and land Gatling Gun. We're going to use Gatling Gun right when it shoots, calling Goku, and use Spirit Breaker right after. Now this one is also pretty basic. Let's say you land a full combo and you're doing 3 heavies, use Gatling Gun. Right when Gatling Gun ends calling Goku, and we're pretty much just juggling him with beams, and it's really fun. This combo works anytime you're trying to use it, so if you're just on the ground and you throw it out, if you're in the air, even charged. But most of the time if you land it when you're charged, I'd probably recommend doing anything more because you can get a lot more damage off of it. Now variations of this, let's say you do this full combo here. Instead of using a second Gatling Gun, we're going to use an Energy Blast volley, and we have a couple options. We can go through with it, or we can just charge up and we can hold square and we can knock them in the air, get a few more bars off of it, or maybe reset them if they try and beat us in a vanishing battle, or you can just charge up and do a couple lights. However, most of the time they might white out because you're doing a lot of hits to them, so I'd recommend just doing a Gatling, going through with the Energy Blast, or you can land Spirit Breaker if you really wanted to. If you really wanted to land Spirit Breaker, guys, you could. It's an option. Another thing you guys can do is do like 3 lights, call in Goku, use Spirit Breaker. Goku's gonna catch him right here, and of course you have options. You can use Gatling Gun, you can use Spirit Breaker, you can use Energy Blast, or you can ult, or you can also dash up and, you know, just continue lights and everything like that. A lot of different options you can do, totally up to you, depending on the situation and how many bars you have. Also guys, a really cool one is, let's say you do 6 lights here, 8 hits. You're gonna have to time Goku on this pretty well here. Have Goku hit, you can actually awaken during this and ult, and it will land. The only way this works though is if you do the 6 light combo. If you try and do 3 heavies and use Gatling Gun and call in Goku and awaken and do it, it's not gonna work. The Gatling Gun does not shoot him up high enough, and Goku does not shoot him up high enough. As you can see, I'll try and awaken here, and I'll ult. Technically, it is a reset if you really think about it, because look, he had the opportunity to block, but he's getting hit by it. However, I just wouldn't do it because now you're vulnerable if they're guarding and you're going to be screwed, so don't do it. Now you may be asking, well, what if I'm playing this team and Goku gets switched in ults and now he's in Super Saiyan form? Well, nothing really changes except the timing a bit. The thing I'd probably tell you is just do it a little earlier than you would, and it still works. For, I believe, every single combo, so if you wanted to do this one. Everything still works. It's just gonna need to adjust your timing a little bit. It's gonna feel a little awkward than what you used to, but you might end up switching to Goku and using ult, so you have to be prepared for that. Now guys, if you want to do some really fancy stuff and you really want to keep pressure on by switching, you can actually land volley after this. You're gonna switch to Goku and hold energy blast here, and he's actually gonna hit all of his energy blasts or ta-ta-ta-tas. You usually go into like a little combo here with Goku and do whatever. That's another Goku guide we can get through later. I would be careful though when doing this. If you hold it too long, it's gonna look like this. You're gonna go into a counter on accident and you're just gonna sit there looking dumb. So be careful when you're holding circle. When Goku kind of gets here, you want to let go of it, and Vegeta should be doing all of his energy blasts. Just work on the timing. Alright guys, now we're going to get into our favorite part of Vegeta. Sorry, my favorite part of Vegeta are his Team Awakenings. Now he has some really nice Team Awakenings. And guys, when I say the use of Team Awakenings, I don't mean like doing 3 lights and doing this. Of course you can do that. But I'm talking about, you know, landing a charged heavy into a Team Awakening or anything like that. First we're going to go with Goku's assist as Super Saiyan, and I'll go with his assist as a blue. So normally how I start these off is by teleporting in the air, Team Awakening. You're going to call in Goku and ult at the same time. Remember, Goku's in Super Saiyan form. Now what's really interesting, during that part, Goku's going to be charging his Kamehameha. This is actually a cutscene, so Goku's not going yet. Goku's going to land, use Spirit Breaker, go up there. Now this only works if the connection's good. Use Gatling Gun. Again, calling Goku because you get him again. And we're going to use Spirit Breaker one more time. And look at the damage, baby. Woo! That's a Team Awakening combo, by the way. Team Awakenings do not do that much. But look at that combo. That is beautiful. Now let's say the connection is not that good and you do this combo. Well, let's try our best to do the Goku switch in Energy Blast if we want to try and continue the combo. But it's going to be a little bit difficult here. Stop. Let's try it. And I forgot to switch. So guys, it's a little bit difficult. I didn't forget to switch. I tried to switch. It didn't come out. It's a little bit difficult to do it, but you definitely can do it. However, it's pretty good damage even if you don't land Gatling or the volley afterward. So guys, really fast, what I figured out is you can't actually switch after that. So your best bet is to try and land Gatling Gun and then use the assist. You can't switch for some reason because I think Goku's just out in the field already still. So there's that. So just try and land Gatling Gun. If you miss, it's no big deal. You know, you tried. It happens. So guys, you actually cannot Team Awakening after using that. I'm trying to press it. See, I awakened. You cannot Team Awaken when using an instant transmission on the ground. The pretty much deal is when you do it on the ground, you can land any ability. However, when you do it in the air, you cannot land any ability. You see this will whiff. However, if you do it in the air, you can Team Awakening. If you do it on the ground, you can land abilities. That's like the trade-off between the two. Now guys, when I tell you not to do it like this, just sometimes it's whiffed on me. Goku has Kamehameha before the cutscene finished, or it did something different. It's just, it can be reliable, but the instant transmission is just a way of catching people off guard. People still don't know how to dodge it. So it's just the better version, so just practice it, and I think you'll get really good at it. And the point is, guys, is it can break guard if they're guarding. You know, if you're hitting them and you're doing this, yes, feel free to Team Awakening if you're already hitting them. But if they're guarding, it's just easier to get the transmission down and Team Awakening. Alright guys, this is it with Goku Blue. In blue form or in regular form, there's really no difference. They still shoot the same Kamehameha. The only difference is we're going to adjust our timing again. With Super Saiyan, you have kind of a free reign to mess up the timing. However, with Goku Blue and regular, we have to call it in right as Gatling shoots. So, boom. And we use Spirit Breaker again. Boom. Bop. Pow. And we got some good damage. So guys, those are the Team Awakening combos I recommend doing. They're really good, really high damage, and they're Team Awakenings, so a lot of people don't expect it. Alright guys, something I missed in the charged up tilts and down tilts, if connecting ability wise, if you do a charged down tilt and you jump, you can actually connect the volley here, and if you really need to, dash, hit once, Team Awakening, and ult right away. You cannot do the Team Awakening combo here, because if you wait too long to call in Goku, the ult's gonna miss. But really good to know, if you ever land a charged down tilt and you have 1 meter, if you need to kill him right away and you have ultimate, good. Do it. Definitely do the Team Awakening too if you have any type of ult instead of just raw ulting. Alright guys, now we're going to talk about when you're purely just awakened. So let's say you just do a little combo here, 2 heavies and Spirit Breaker. We're going to land Gatlic Gun right after this. Remember, right when it shoots, call in Goku. And ult. Probably the best way to do this, you can land another Spirit Breaker and keep your ult if you want to put more pressure, which I highly recommend. I love doing that because if you land Spirit Breaker and you still have that much ult left, I'd do it. But depending on how much ult you have left, or sorry, your awakening bar, how much meter you have left, I'd just ult right away or take the ult when you get the chance. Guys, also back in my best Vegeta combo, if you really wanted to, you could try and land a fully charged Gatlic Gun. Remember, you don't have to be this close with Vegeta, but I'm just naturally remembering to get that close here. Calling Gatlic Gun right when it shoots Goku. Oh, and I messed up the timing. But if you don't mess up the timing, it's going to hit, and then you can ult right away. It does a lot of damage because of the charged Gatlic Gun. This thing does so, like, just this combo alone does so much, guys. Like, this might kill right here from this. Boom. Yeah, it did kill. Like, it just does so much if it's charged and awakening, guys. So make sure you remember that if you try and go for a charged Gatlic Gun, it's going to do a lot of damage. So guys, something I do as a Vegeta player is I actually delay the Gatlic Gun after my 6th light and I actually charge it, because most people know as a Vegeta player, if you do 6 lights, it's not safe. It does that little blue beam or orange beam depending on what you are, and it's not safe. But if you delay your Gatlic Gun, you get armor, and if they try and punish you with lights, they'll actually get punished for it, and you can do a huge damage combo after that. Alright guys, we're going to move to Super Saiyan form. Kind of awakening assist here, ultimate assist for pure awakening. Let's say Gatlic Gun has not been landing throughout the match. The connection's really bad, so let's just say we do a little combo here. Gatlic Gun, we're going to call in Goku. We're going to hit him. We're actually going to use Energy Blast here, and we're going to follow through with it. Big Bang is going to hit, and we're going to ult right after. This is what you would do technically if Gatling did not land, only because the connection is bad. Still really good damage, obviously not as much, but good damage, and it's reliable. Now guys, here's a really fancy Team Awakening you can do with Goku Super Saiyan. However, again, connection has to be perfect. Fully charged Gatlic Gun, you're going to move just a little bit, call in Goku, and use Spirit Breaker here. Let it hit. You're actually going to jump and hold light. Team Awakening, move up, call on Goku, ult. And it's pretty much the same thing. You can Spirit Break after this, however, I don't think it's good damage. You know, the damage reduction hits hard. But it does more damage than the Pure Awakening combo. So guys, there you go. There's another one you can do. Alright guys, one last tip before this guide is actually over. It's kind of a messy guide, I'll explain that later in the ending here. But if you're trying to break someone's guard and you're hitting them and you're afraid they're going to dodge, or you're trying to chase them and they're not dodging, this is something I'd love to do. Do 3 lights, stop, do a fully charged right here, switch and use an ability, and you actually can do a combo right here. Of course you don't have an assist, but you still get some good damage. Because most people I play, like, you know, I'm trying to get it off of like this or something, and they'll dodge right before that, but also Vegeta can land it right here. Basically, if you don't want them to react to your usage of abilities, doing the 3 lights, stopping, fully charged is a really good switch. Use an ability. The switch is definitely needed. You need the switch to stagger them in the air. Great use to get some extra damage in there, guys, so make sure you utilize that. Hey guys, few last tips. I keep forgetting about this. This is why I'm really bad at making guides. If you do a fully charged Gatlic Gun, you can actually land another Gatlic Gun right after that. if we're trying to do the switch volley thing, you can do two things. You can try your best to land a fully charged Kamehameha, but sometimes if you don't do it right, obviously it resets like that. However, the thing I'd probably do, I'm just gonna tell you right now, because I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you can do this. You can do this with Goku." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, you can do this." When you're doing the volley switch, do a charged up tilt with Goku, Team Awakening, and ult. This is a confirmed, they can't dodge out of it, so you get this damage right here. But because you did switch and you used quite a few abilities, it's going to have some major damage reduction. But again, if you just need to get a little more health to kill him, it's a good option to do it. Alright guys, that is going to be it for the guide. Please let me know if it was helpful. I know it was super chaotic, and I said it was going to be structured in the very beginning, but I tried my best, and it's in my opinion, it's kind of awkward making guides for Jump Force, only because the only guides there are really combos and some like little text to really show you guys, and that's kind of what I did. So I really hope it helped. I hope it was not hard to watch. I hope it wasn't repetitive, because that's how I'm kind of feel right now when I'm editing this. However, I spent a lot of time editing this, so I'm gonna put it up anyways. So please, if you're a Vegeta player, if you want to play Vegeta, let me know if this helped you guys, and please, if I'll try my best, let me know what I can do better structuring this wise, what I can add to this, what I can take away from this that you guys don't need. Just put that down in the comments, and then also who you want me to do it for. I'd really appreciate it, guys, because this is all for you. This is all for you. I don't need this guide. I mean, it's helpful sometimes to remind me of things, but this is all for you guys. I want to help you guys. So in order for me to help you, you gotta help me. So if you watch this far, guys, I mean, you're just amazing. Thank you so much. Please hit that like button, because this took a long time. And I'll see you guys later.